Hey, hello. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to clean out your stale inventory on eBay. I have been doing this little, I call it a trick, but it's not really a trick, but it's one way I have been really successful in cleaning out some items that I have on eBay that have been sitting out there for, oh gosh, a year or more. So let me show you how I am doing it. All right, go over to my eBay store right here. So there's a couple things that you can do. Well, there's more than a couple, but I'm going to touch on a couple of them. Number one is to run a promotion, and I'm going to show you two ways that I know of that you can kind of identify the items that you can put on sale. The other thing is that there are many people that will end a listing that is over 6 months old, a month old. Like everybody has their own timeline. They will end a listing and then they will relist it or sell similar. And then there is, of course, just deciding to pull it from your inventory and donating it or having a garage sale this spring and summer. Of course, I'm in the middle of winter looking out my window at snow right now, so that is not top on my priority list. And I would actually rather sell my item because even if you sell an item and you don't make a lot of money, it kind of falls below your profit line of what you'd like to make, it still gives your store activity, which I truly believe anytime your store has any type of activity, even selling something at a low profit, it will boost your other items in the search algorithm. All right, so I'm going to show you how the two ways that I highly suggest on clearing out your stale inventory. So in your seller hub, if you go to marketing, and I don't know if this is just stores, if you have a store subscription that's allowed to do this or not, but if you go on marketing and then click on promotions, this opens up the ability for you to run a sale. And you can see right now I have this thing called a clearance event where I am running a sale, 30% off anything that falls within this clearance event. All right, so what you can do is create a promotion and run it as a sale event and markdown. And let's say I do 30%. You could do whatever you want if you want to make it 50% or higher. It's all depending on how you price things to begin with. And then you can select items, which is up to 500, or create rules using categories. In this case, we're going to go ahead and click on 500 items per promotion. So there's two ways I'm going to show you can do this. Number one is you could select all your inventory, right? If you wanted to, you could say, I know things are listed on here for a long time, but I list, trying to think of, something that's collectible that it's going to take a long time to list. So maybe you don't want to include that category. You can go ahead and actually just click on the categories that you want. But in this case, I'm going to say just all inventory. And let's say you want to run a sale just on items that are been in your store for 365 days or longer. So what I do is I put in 365 days, and then I'll just put in like 3,000 days, just like a number that's, much higher than what you probably have your oldest item as. And then you can filter. So right now you can see there are 1,600 items in my store. And if I click on filter, it goes down to 578 items in my store that have been listed for more than a year. That's a lot of items, all these items. But you can see right now they're all currently on sale. But I'm going to go through this anyhow just to show you. This one didn't go on sale. I think I may have set a perimeter. So what you can also do is say I only want items that are $10 and above. So I could say $10 to $1,000. And let's see what this 578 goes down to 491 items. So if you really don't want to discount your items that are less than $10, then you can set that parameter here. Just click filter and it will filter them out. Now again, you're only allowed to do 500 per, under this thing you can only do 500 items. So if by chance, I think if I took this out, there was less than 500. There was more than 500. Yeah, so 578. So if I click this button, it's going to highlight all of these, but you're going to miss 78 items I'm not going to be able to choose. So you're going to choose page 1, which I hate that you have to go all the way down to the bottom. Click on page 2, because right now you can see there's only 200 items selected. And then I got to go all the way back up. Really, it's just they did not format this correctly. Select that. So now I got 400 selected. Got to come all the way back down. Click on page 3. Now, when I click on all these, it's only going to select the first 100. Because I only have enough room for 100 left. So there's 78 items. See all these that did not get selected. So that's why it's good if you're able to sit there and maybe say the 10 to what did I put in, like 3,000? I'll put in 3,000 again. I don't have anything that's a high dollar amount, but 10 to 3,000, so it gets you under the 500. If you do that and then you still want to include items that are less than 10, then you can run another sale and say anything from $0 to $10, put that into one and run a separate one, and it will calculate those also. All right, so you're going to go ahead and do that. Confirm your selections. And then you're going to save and review. And it's going to say, all right, so what's your event name? In this case, it's up to 30%, but I'm going to put, now this is the only thing you're going to see. So I'm going to put like clearance event, so I know that this is my clearance that I'm running. And I'm going to have it start right now. And I'm going to have it end, let's call the end of the month. Oh, that's February. The end of January. So if you're really good, like I like to run different sales at different times. And I find that stopping a sale and restarting it kind of makes the buyer feel like, oh, I better hurry up because the sale's going to end. So a lot of times I don't like to do them for long periods of time. But when it's something like this, which is a clearance event, then I'm okay with just putting a long period of time on. So in this case, I can say clearance event. And I'm going to launch it. Now, I've already put most of these items on sale, so it won't repeat the sale since I already had a promotion going until the end of January. So that is one way you can run it. So another way is if you were to go into your active listings, and what I do is I create a category. So if you were to look at my store, which I'm going to open up here. All right, so here's my store, Tamara Lynn. Oh, I sold 2 things that were featured. I got to move them up. And I have these are my categories right here. And I think, oh, you know what? Oh, I do right here. So I have a category called clearance. So these are categories that I created, not categories that are eBay's categories. So you have the option of having eBay's categories here or your categories. So if I was to click on clearance, you would see that I have 339 items that are in my clearance. So what I did was I went to my active listings. Okay, and right here you can sort by your start date. So if I click this, it's going to bring up my oldest listing, which is this reading power. And then I went and I said, okay, I want anything that is, well, let's say through the 365. So I'm going to click this button to highlight all of this page because I know most likely this whole page, let's go all the way down. I'm pretty sure it goes to December of 2018. And then I'm going to click on this one. Go to page 2 and we see we're still at December 18. So I want to go all the way to anything from January 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and click that because I know I have a lot of old listings. I really need to do something more about this because what I've been doing has moved some, but there's still a lot of items that are old in my store. So I'm going to hit 3. going to go all the way down. Let's see, we're November. So we're getting close to January. We're into December of 2019. So now we got to go to page 4. Thought I clicked it. I better click it again. It wasn't doing anything. All right, so page 4, and you'll see here I start into January. So I'm just going to click this one right here. And I'm not going to click any of these Januaries because they haven't hit 365 days yet. This one has. Now I could, if I wanted to, I could say I'm just going to do everything. January, I could say I want to just get rid of everything. You know, again, like if you only want to keep things around 6 months and you want to start marking stuff off sooner than that, you can. So what I do is I just highlighted all of these items, and then I'm going to click on Edit and select Edit Selected. Oh my goodness, it did not work. Okay, so let me cancel this. So it must be I have to do each page. Well, that is ridiculous, eBay. So it didn't pick up that I had highlighted all those from those other pages. All right, so let's go back to page 1. Sorry about that. Well, now you know you can't do that. So I'm going to select everything on page 1. I'm going to click on Edit, Edit Selected. And then what I'm trying to show you guys is how to move something into and change your category. So when you've created that, I'll show you how to create that category. Then what I can do is click on this, and batch editing is what this is called. And click on Edit Fields, and then click on your, let's see, where is it? Categories. Right there. All right, so up here it says category. This is eBay's category. This is what you do not want to change. This is your store category. So most of my items are already in a category. So they're in clothing or collectibles or whatever I put them into. So I don't want to change that first top category. What I want to change is the store category number 2. Most of my items don't have a category number 2. So I'm going to change, and I'm going to change them all to add the clearance. So you could call that category whatever you want to call it, right? I call mine clearance. So I'm going to add clearance to the category list of those products. So you would have to do this for each page, unfortunately, on that list. I'm going to select submit my changes. I'm not going to go back and show you each page, right? But you'd have to do that for each page. So what it just did is it added more items from the last time I ran my sale into that store category over here called the clearance category right here, clearance, which is what I've highlighted, right? So these are all the things that I have on clearance. And so then I'm going to go back over to here, and I'm going to show you once you put them into your clearance category, right? Because some people, if they went onto your store, they could click and just look at everything they know that's on sale in this clearance category. So when you go over to your promotions again, right? So now we're going to run that same sale that we ran, that 30% off, but this is another way to do it. You can create a promotion. Sale, event, and markdown, 30%. But you know what? Let's do more than 30 because I've been doing 30. Let's go to 35%. Select your items. So instead of selecting this, which only limits you to the 500 items, so if you're like me and you have a lot of stale inventory, then you might want to do this, which is what I'm doing, is creating a category in your store. Then you can use this, which is going to create rules, and you can come over here, select, instead of eBay categories, select store categories. So now it's good. It's telling eBay, take everything within a specific category and run a sale. And so we're going to go down to our clearance items. And it's now going to take everything in clearance in that thing and run a sale. So if I had 10,000 items in there, it's going to take all 10,000. There's not that limit of 500. If you wanted to, let's say you have something that you don't want to end up being in this sale, but it's, again, something that's been listed for 2 years, but you're okay with it and you don't want to discount it, then don't put it into your clearance section and it wouldn't be included in this. All right, so again, you can say, all right, everything in the clearance, but I only want to do things that are, let's say in this case, I only wanted anything that's over $100, I'm willing to discount by 35%. But anything that's under 100, I already got my other sale running at 30%. I have nothing over 100. All right, let's try $50. Okay, so I got a few, I guess I got 3 things that are $50. So I'm going to run a sale on just these 3, but of course you can do it for how many ever that come up in your criteria. But you don't have to put anything in here. You can leave this empty and run a sale just on everything that populates. And then click on Save and Review. And again, you have to name your sale event. And I'm going to call this one again, Clearance Event. It's just something that when you see it, you know what it is, because that's what you're going to see on that promotions page. And again, I'll go to the end of the month, and that way at the end of the month, or I should say at the beginning of February, I will remember that I have to run it again. You could do it every week. If you want to be really active and trying to get rid of stuff, you could run a sale this week for 10% off, next week go to 15, and then go to 20, and work your way up until you're to the point where you're saying, okay, now I'm just going to pull the stuff because it hasn't sold. That's where I'm kind of at. I'll run this sale until probably March, and then I'll start pulling stuff for garage sales. All right, so now you can see down here I had my original clearance event. Right, so from this clearance event that I started on December 28th, I have sold $135. Let's see if it shows my last clearance event. Here's my last clearance event. This one I ran for 10 days, and I did 32%. Not really sure what that was about. And I only sold $58 on that one. But you can see, I mean, I've run sales 12%. I sold $916 on that one. And that was only for 4 days through Christmas. I had so many sales that weekend. And then on this 10%, I did for, looks like New Year's Eve, was $248. So these are the sales that I've been running. So now we have these. This one's pending because it's collecting all the stuff and doing what it needs to do for those 3 items. And this is what you can see. So that is another way that you can run a promotion in your store to get rid of some stuff that has been stale. Another way that I had mentioned that a lot of people do is they'll go in and they will take their item and they will end it, and then, so they'll do this. They will end this item. Of course, I gotta put in my password. All right, so I ended that item, and now I'm going to go back. And once you end it, it goes into your unsold. So I'm going to click on unsold. And here it is. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to sell similar. Now, if you did it to a bunch of them, you could hit that button and click it to redo them all. I like to do them one at a time because it gives me the opportunity to make changes if I wanted to, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's see, reading power. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it over here. See how this is in the clearance? That was one of the things I added during one of those steps. So it's books and clearance. I'm just going to go down. And let's see. No, it's already running on a sale, so I'm not going to. Oh, it won't be running in a sale. So that's a good point. I just thought to myself. So when you are relisting it, it's no longer going to show as something that has been listed for 2 years. It's going to be something that's listed as of today. So if you are going to be doing this and it hasn't sold, I mean, you can go ahead and keep it the same price, but I would suggest dropping your price to see if, if you want to get rid of it, drop it to move it out. So in this case, I just dropped the price. And then I don't do global shipping program. I ship direct. And I am doing a 2.5% promo. I'm going to list that item. So now that item is no longer what they consider stale in eBay's algorithm. It is listed like as a new listing. So it kind of gives you that new listing boost. Today is a Monday. A lot of people I don't think are out shopping on Mondays. So really having a 24-hour boost in the new category thing isn't really probably advantageous right now because today's Monday. So for me, it probably wasn't a good time to do it. So if you're going to do it, I would think, all right, when is the biggest time that you get a lot of your sales? And if it's on the weekend, like it is for me, then I would go ahead and sell similar end items maybe on like Friday morning or Friday night, and then sell similar so you have all day Saturday. Or if you find Sunday is your biggest day of sales, then maybe ending them on Saturday, relisting them. So all day Sunday they look like a new listing on eBay, which would help you in that sense. And then it will take a few days for Google to kind of pick it up and for it to show back up on Google. All right, well, that is it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how to kind of get rid of some stale inventory, and that you can use that ability to sort your items. I'll just go back here to the active listings page and just show you one more time how you can sort items. So if you're not really sure what's old, let me widen that for you. So again, this is your start date, and you can sort by your start date. So those items, look at that. I'll be 4 years this year. It's 2017 these things have been listed. So 2017. Ridiculous that these have been on there for that long. So I definitely need to reevaluate these items and decide whether or not I want to continue selling these. Or, the other thing is you could pick and choose your items and run sales at different rates and all that kind of stuff. I did that at one time. I did go on and I put anything that is 31 days to 90 days. It was on sale for like 10%. And then anything that was 91 days to 180 days, I did like 25%. Just so it kind of gradually, the longer it's been around, then the higher and higher the rate was, to try and clear some stuff out. I also feel like if you have best offer on your items, that you can come in and you can do offers to watchers. I like that idea that you can send a best offer. Right here, send offers eligible. So I do like to do this before I go ahead and end a listing, because when you end a listing and then sell similar, you lose all your watchers. So if they were interested in buying that item, it's just going to show that it's out of stock. It's not going to show that it's relisted or anything. So they would have to find it by searching your store or by searching eBay. And then at that point, they might find somebody else's listing. So what I do like is the ability to go to send offers, and you can select items that are, let's say you could select items that are 6 months or year or whatever. I can do these 2-year-old ones. I can do anything that's a year older and larger. Select them, send an offer, right? Give them, this is at 30% off right now, but if I wasn't running a sale, I could offer them the 30% and then say, okay, give them the 2 days. I think it's 2 days that they have to respond to buy it. And if they don't, then say, okay, they're obviously not interested. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it. I mean, if they haven't bought it and it's been on their watch list for 4 years, they may not really be interested. But just because your listing has been around for 4 years doesn't mean that they have been watching it for 4 years. They could have started watching it yesterday. All right, so that is, I guess, all I really have to say. If you find this content helpful, please leave me a comment. I really appreciate that, and hit the thumbs up. Just kind of lets me know that this is the type of stuff you guys like to see here on my channel. And of course, if you are not subscribed, please not hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, that red subscribe button, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want, also there is a little bell, and you could turn on your bell notifications, which will let you know anytime I upload or go live, and gives you a little like notification, right? All right, thanks again, and I will see you guys later. Alrighty, bye-bye.